Maple Street was the picture of suburban perfection. A yellow house, a crisp white picket fence, and a family that seemed to have it all. The lawns were always neatly trimmed, the flowers in bloom, and laughter often drifted through the open windows. To anyone passing by, it was the kind of place where nothing bad could ever happen, a sanctuary from the chaos of the outside world. But sometimes, the most beautiful facades hide the deepest secrets.
I filled our home with warmth and cookies, believing love was enough. Every afternoon, the scent of fresh-baked treats would fill the kitchen, and I'd watch my children's faces light up with joy. I wanted to create memories that would last a lifetime, to build a safe haven where my family could always feel loved and protected. I thought if I just tried hard enough, I could keep everyone happy.
I took pride in my work and my family, especially Ethan. My office was filled with photos of our happiest moments, birthdays, vacations, little league games. I worked long hours to provide for them, believing that if I gave them everything they needed, I'd be a good father, but sometimes I wondered if I was truly present or just going through the motions.
I was the golden child, or so they thought. Everyone expected me to be perfect. The good grades, the polite manners, the bright future. But behind my smile, I felt the pressure building. I wanted to make my parents proud, but sometimes I wished they could see the real me, not just the version they wanted.
Dinners were filled with laughter, stories, and the gentle clinking of silverware. We'd share tales from our day, tease each other, and for a moment everything felt just right. The world outside faded away, replaced by the comfort of family traditions and familiar routines. There was a sense of safety in our routines. Movie nights on Fridays, board games on rainy afternoons, quiet evenings spent reading together. It was easy to believe that nothing could ever disturb our peace. But beneath the surface, shadows lingered. No one suspected the darkness lurking beneath, the secrets we kept from each other, the silent worries that crept in at night. Sometimes the quietest homes hold the loudest fears, but reality has a way of shattering illusions, no matter how carefully we try to hold them together. All it takes is a single moment, a single truth revealed, to crack the perfect image we've worked so hard to create. And when the truth finally comes to light, it doesn't just break the silence, it tears the world apart, leaving everyone to pick up the pieces and wonder if things will ever be the same again. Ethan moved through life quietly, his distance mistaken for thoughtfulness.
Sometimes I felt empty, but I only shared what they wanted to hear.
We thought he was just a deep thinker wrestling with big questions.
His parents missed the warning signs: detachment, fascination with darkness, a chilling calm.
I hid my real feelings, the ones that drove me into the night.
The love that blinded them became the shield for his secrets. They never imagined the chaos he was capable of creating. The first crack appeared with a news report, another girl missing.
I remembered Ethan's silence, his late-night drives, and suddenly doubt crept in.
I found his journal, violent poems, disturbing sketches. I told myself it was just imagination.
The little things, clean boots, odd souvenirs, now screamed for attention.
Memories twisted into suspicion. Each detail became a piece of a horrifying puzzle.
We started whispering at night, afraid of what we were piecing together.
The pattern was undeniable. They stood on the edge of a truth too monstrous to accept. The abyss stared back. The breaking point came with a knock. Detectives at the door, a search warrant in hand, and a flood of questions about Ethan. The quiet of the neighborhood was shattered in an instant, replaced by the heavy footsteps of law enforcement and the anxious whispers of neighbors peering from behind curtains. For the Thompson family, everything changed in that moment. The sense of safety they once felt inside their yellow house evaporated, replaced by a chilling uncertainty.
Why are they here? What's happening? Is this some kind of mistake? The questions tumbled out, desperate and panicked, as we tried to make sense of the chaos unfolding in our home. We searched the faces of the officers for answers, but found only grim determination.
I'll answer your questions. I have nothing to hide. My voice was steady, but inside, my heart pounded. I could feel the weight of every eye in the room, the tension so thick it was hard to breathe.
Ethan was eerily calm, his face unreadable as the detectives pressed him for answers. It was as if he had already accepted what was coming, or perhaps he had been preparing for this moment all along. The contrast between his composure and the panic swirling around him was unsettling. His parents watched, hearts breaking, as their son became a stranger before their eyes. The boy they had raised, loved, and believed in was slipping away, replaced by someone they barely recognized. Every hope and memory seemed to crumble in that instant.
We found a box, trophies, IDs, evidence. Each item told a story, each piece a fragment of a life they never knew Ethan had. The room filled with a heavy silence as the truth began to take shape.
No, this can't be. There must be some explanation. We clung to denial, unable to accept what was right in front of us. The shock was overwhelming, a tidal wave of disbelief and grief.
The evidence was undeniable. Every item cataloged, every detail meticulously recorded. The reality was inescapable, and the walls seemed to close in as the truth became impossible to ignore. Their son was a monster. The words echoed in their minds, impossible to say aloud, but impossible to silence. The pain was raw, the betrayal complete.
Ethan Thompson, you are under arrest. The words were final, sealing his fate and shattering the last remnants of hope.
The Yellow House was no longer a symbol of peace, but a crime scene. Its cheerful facade now masked a darkness that would haunt the family forever. Their world collapsed in silence. The laughter, the warmth, the love, all replaced by a void that echoed with unanswered questions. Their son was gone, replaced by the truth, a truth that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The house became a prison of memory, every room haunted by what they lost. Shadows lingered in the corners, and silence pressed in from every wall. The air felt heavy, as if the house itself mourned alongside them, echoing with the laughter and voices that would never return. Even the smallest things, a forgotten shoe, a jacket draped over a chair, became reminders of a life that had been shattered in an instant.
I look at his picture and wonder, was he always this way? I search his eyes for answers, for some sign I missed, some warning I failed to see. The memories blur together, moments of pride and joy now tainted by doubt. I question every decision, every word spoken, wondering if I could have changed the outcome, if I could have saved him from himself, or saved others from him.
I replay every moment, searching for answers that never come. Sleep is a stranger now. My mind races through memories, dissecting every conversation, every silence. I wonder if there was a moment when everything changed, a point of no return I failed to notice. The questions haunt me, circling endlessly, leaving me exhausted and hollow.
The world saw them as complicit, their grief twisted by guilt and shame. Whispers followed them everywhere, at the grocery store, in the school parking lot, even in church pews. Headlines screamed their names, and strangers passed judgment without knowing the truth. The family became isolated, trapped not only by their own sorrow, but by the relentless gaze of a community eager to assign blame.
I grieve for the victims and for the boy I thought I knew. My heart aches for the families whose lives he destroyed, and for the child I raised, who became a stranger. The pain is doubled, loss upon loss, regret upon regret. I mourn the innocence that's gone, and the trust that can never be rebuilt.
The trial ended, but the nightmare never did. The verdict was just a formality. The real sentence was the endless ache that followed. The family left the courthouse changed forever, burdened by a story that would follow them for the rest of their lives. Justice, if it came at all, brought no peace. The Yellow House stands, its light gone out, a monument to a family's darkest secret. Once filled with warmth and laughter, it now sits in silence, a silent witness to everything that happened within its walls. Neighbors pass by, casting furtive glances, but no one dares to cross the threshold. Some truths, once revealed, can never be forgotten. They linger in the air, shaping every day that follows. A constant reminder of what was lost and what can never be reclaimed.